And what I'm going to do is make the chocolate wreaths, which are also called Kringles. Very, very popular for Christmas time. Now, we talked before about the stirring of the chocolate. This has been waiting here. It's beautifully smooth. It's velvet. And it's nice and cool, the right temperature. Lots of stirring. Good old ketchup bottle, it works for me. I got a bunch of these, and when they crack, I throw them away. My father used to use a parchment bag, and that wrinkles, and this is one of the items where the chocolate goes onto it rather than the hand dipping the other way. And it is just a matter of practicing your script O's from grammar school. But try to do this 20,000 times. And we're by the window, and they will just cool. Again, air temperature. I don't like the refrigerator in very hot days. Sometimes I have to use the air conditioner or the refrigerator or an air conditioner. But we like it to just be room temperature. Again, we've been doing this for 90 years. You can hear it. You know. There they are. And there's your wreaths. So, you know, some people say, oh, look, I got a pair of glasses and lots of shapes. Plastic one, and it just pops out. This is a new kind of gingerbread house, but you know, flexible. And then I'll put 4 of these together, and then it will be decorated. Nice. So yes, I have to make 2 rounds of that, and there's its little roof. And this is the old-fashioned mold. This is 90 years old. You can see the design, as opposed to cheapier plastic, which just isn't as pretty. Easier to work with, but there's no detail like that.
And how old are these ones?
These are 90.
Wow, 90 years old.
90 years old.
So these are the original.
This is the original. So now, see the detail on that?
Yeah.
It's beautiful, as opposed to the plastic. Plastic are cheap to buy. They break quickly. Plastic is not making it 90 years. But you can also see, it's a mean Santa. It's not a smiling Santa. It's an old-fashioned Santa, but you can see the detail, the belt buckle, the fur on here, and then it pops out. See? And then
now, from the time
homemade.
you pour that in to the time you can pop it out, how long does that take?
Oh, in this cooler weather, not necessarily today that it's 65, but it could be a half hour in 55 or less, you know.
So those take a long time.
Yeah, but I have run all different. I'm gonna refill it now. Again, the chocolate has to be in temper, and refill it. We pour hollow. We make very, very few molds solid because I don't like it. I like a thinner piece of chocolate. And then it gets 1 coating, and my father just always gave it a second coat. It just helps. Because when people do pour hollow, if you do miss a couple spots, you get a lot of holes. We always get some holes. It's homemade, you know. It's not perfection. And for the time being here, you know, you can turn it upside down and let it get its bottom. And this, for example, is, again, about a 30-year-old nicer plastic mold. This is a magnet mold. And these I like, too, as I'm getting older and arthritic. It's just a thumb. This is one of the few things we make solid. Little lollipop. And they started making this kind of thing. This is a Noel. They started making this when the ladies started doing the imitation chocolate. My mother, it used to be called the housewives chocolate. And that's not really chocolate. What that is a compound. There's no cocoa in it. See, now I'm just going to do a quick stick here. And again, room temperature here. Little tap, get the air bubbles out. But because you see me constantly stirring the chocolate, the real chocolate that I use here has cocoa butter in it. And it's the stirring. I'm going to now bottom this up. And then wet to wet. And we'll just sit here. Voila. Now see, this is a nicer plastic. And this I've had about 30 years now. And this you can just see are like Christmas shapes. So now, while I'm waiting for that one, I'll fill this. These are the little bite-sized solids. So it makes a little gift. You put it, you know, ½ pound in a box, wrap it up. It's like $7, $8, $9. So you have a nice gift, something that tastes good, looks pretty, clearly homemade. Again, this is about 90 years old, a good old scraper. You think it's handmade here?
Oh, boy.
Everything gets washed. Everything is chocolatey, you know. And little cap to get the air bubbles out. But they're just going to come out. They're just going to sit right here. Cold temperature. And these I made about an hour ago. Now, again, these are thick, right? Mm-hmm. But beautiful plastic. And there they go, the little shapes. So you have snowmen, and bells, and wreaths, and angels, and Santa Clauses. And you just pop them in your mouth.
Right.
So that's a nice...